Shakespeare in wrong hands reimagines these iconic characters in unexpected and humorous situations. The play intertwines the theme of love, power, tragedy, and betrayal. Ladies and gentlemen, a fresh perspective on Shakespeare's timeless work.
Switch up. Hello, Dad. This is a fine shoe. See, these days people do not know much about Shakespeare, but I'm going to make Shakespeare very, very proud. Let's start. William Shakespeare, actor, poet, playwright, and most importantly for producers of this show, came for 400 years. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the evening of Shakespeare.
Romeo! Romeo! Is she gonna do that all day? Did she get scared of a spider while eating her cubs?
Leave her alone. She's in love.
Romeo! Whatever. How long have you two been getting it on?
Getting it on? We're definitely not getting it on.
They just met. A real relationship takes time to grow.
You read too much about men. You know that.
I hate men. Men are pigs.
Okay, let's hear it. What did Petruchio do this time?
He's a man. Isn't that enough? If he doesn't show up soon, Romeo! That's a name. I thought it was a condition. What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. You want this Romeo of yours to take you seriously? With all my heart. Then tell him to get lost. Take a long walk or go fly kite.
Don't listen to her.
Oh, where is he? Forget him. I can't. He's not the only fish in the sea. Look at you. You're young. You've got to let him know that as far as you are concerned, it's raining men. He'll just lose interest. My dear, that's when he'd really get interested.
Starting a relationship on false pretenses can only end up in disaster.
False or true, they're all pretenses and they all end up in disaster. Petruchio would never accuse me having an affair because he's too busy trying to start one with me. Maybe they're right.
Hey, don't forget, I was once the Queen of England. But when I lived, I really lived. Not like you.
Everyone calls me a shrew and worse. Well, if I'm such a bad shrew, why is Petruchio still hanging around? Come on, Desdemona. You're the expert on love and marriage. Why did Petruchio take off long ago?
If you have such a low opinion on Petruchio, why do you care if he stays or doesn't stay?
That's my business.
Oh, do you love him?
Don't be ridiculous. It's a weakness.
But you'll also never know true happiness.
If it means that I never have to walk in any man's shadow, it's a trade-off I'll gladly make. I don't think I could do that. Wait till you find that someday he will have gone for his adventures. Romeo won't do that. He's a man's king.
That's why I never waited around for any man to cheat on me.
It's from him. It says, my bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love as deep. The more I give, the more I have. He wants to see me. Then let him make the trip. Goodbye. Do you know what happened to them?
You've seen something, Hecate, haven't you?
Yes, and Miss Desdemona will be strangled by Othello in a fit of jealousy. Miss Juliet will take her own life because of misunderstanding. And poor Miss Catherine will marry Petruchio. Cook, clean, wash, and have a dozen children and get fat.
Ladies, I hope you've been paying close attention. There is a cautionary lesson to be learned from the fate suffered by dear Desdemona lovely Juliet, and outspoken Catherine. Men can be wonderful diversions, God knows, and sometimes they're even necessary. But take it from who's been there. Never, ever, ever lose your head over one.
Murder! Who doesn't ever do murder? It was certainly one of Shakespeare's favorite sagas. Me, the thyme, the fictionality. Come in. My name is Malcolm. I need your help. I want to catch a murderer.
Murder? Huh? Who got whacked?
My father. He had some stab wounds in his back. My father was a big deal. He was a king.
That's big. Any suspects?
I don't suspect, but I knew the man who killed my father. His name is Macbeth.
Did you say Macbeth?
That's what I said, Macbeth.
Cold, wet, and miserable, I stumbled into the
Who
castle.
goes then?
The name's Thyme. Justin, Thyme. I'm here to see the king.
You may enter.
Hello, Thyme.
Lola McDougal.
Could it really be?
It's been a while since someone called me that. You haven't changed a bit, apple hips. Still mad at me?
Why? Because you left town without saying a word?
Maybe.
Because you slipped out my life without leaving me a note? Because you ripped out my heart and stomped on it?
I'm glad to see that you're a man who doesn't hold a grudge.
Just one question.
Sure.
Why? Give me one good reason.
He could offer me wealth. He could offer me power. He could offer me...
I said just one.
What did you have to offer me, Thyme? A fictional detective's pay?
What can I say? I'm good, but you already knew that.
So tell me, Thyme, what are you doing here? Don't tell me you came all this way for a little Highland fling.
No, I'm investigating a death.
Who died?
The king?
The king? Don't be ridiculous. The king is in perfect health.
How come you know so much about the king?
For one thing, my name is not Noah McDougal anymore. It's Macbeth, Lady Macbeth.
That means the
my
king is...
husband.
Husband?
You're wasting your time, Thyme. We found the men who killed Duncan. Their hands were drenched in blood.
Not that I don't believe every word you're telling me, but I'll just hang around and ask a few questions. Where were you when King Duncan got whacked?
In my room, and I've got 7 witnesses to prove it.
Do me a favor. When you see your husband, don't tell him about anything that went down here.
No problem. I've forgotten about it already.
Sometimes what you can't see is more important than what you can see. The only problem is, you can't see it. Excuse me, mind if I ask you a lot of questions?
Depends on who's asking.
The name's Thyme. Justin Thyme.
Oh, sure. The fictional detective.
Word travels fast.
Lady Macbeth said you would be nursing around.
Oh, what else did she say?
That you were a complete stranger.
What was your name again?
Macduff.
You work for Macbeth Macduff?
I work for Macbeth. I'm his right-hand man.
So you wouldn't happen to know where Macbeth was when the old king got dead?
Are you saying Macbeth had something to do with the old man's death?
I'll ask the questions.
You are barking up the wrong tree. Macbeth had no reason to kill Duncan.
He got to be king, didn't he?
Macbeth never wanted to be king. He was perfectly happy.
How about the first lady? You know where she was when the old king turned up face down?
Lady Macbeth had nothing to do with the old man's death. Don't do anything to upset the lady.
You saw like Lady Macbeth, don't you?
Yeah, sure. She's kind, gentle, sweet and loving. You don't know her like I do, Thyme.
Apparently not. One last question. How did Macbeth react to the old king? Kicking the bucket?
He loved Duncan like a father. He hasn't been the same fun-loving guy he used to be. He spends almost every day and night wandering in the halls, talking to himself.
I'm always chasing rainbows,
See for yourself.
watching clouds drifting by.
I'm out of here.
My schemes are like all my dreams, ending in the...
Your Majesty,
And who might you be?
the name's Thyme.
Justin, thyme.
Ah, the fictional detective. My wife mentioned you.
Oh, what did she have to say?
That you were a complete stranger, that I shouldn't listen to ugly rumors.
Where were you when the old king bought the farm?
Bought the farm? You must have him confused with old MacDonald.
No. Where were you when the old king was iced, shaved, whacked?
Shaved, whacked,
Where were you when the old king was killed?
killed. Why didn't you say so? I was in my room and I've got 7 witnesses to prove it.
So far, everyone's got an alibi.
Some fellows look and find the sunshine. I always look and find the rain.
Maybe the old king's son had bumped him off after all, and I was being set up. But something Macbeth said kept rattling round my brain. Cold, wet, and miserable, I stumbled into the Inn of the Three Witches.
All hail Macbeth, thou shalt be king, and that's a promise. Be strong, be proud, Macbeth shall never vanquish. That's your future, short and tall, and now we're out of here.
It was all starting to make sense, but proving it wasn't going to be easy. It never is. Cold, wet, and miserable, I stumbled back into the castle. The place was quiet, dead quiet. Then I saw it, a knife where my back should have been. Raised a lot of questions, like who wanted to kill me. And until I found out who that was, I'd be walking around with a bullseye on my back. Macduff, you look surprised, you sound surprised, you act surprised. Where were you last night? Around midnight?
I admit it. I've got nothing to hide. I was with Lady Macbeth, and I've got 7 witnesses to prove it.
What were they doing? They required 7 witnesses.
Day and night, night and day. Why is it that this longing for you follows wherever I go?
We've never talked.
Your Majesty,
Thyme, is that you?
you know anything about this? A dagger, you recognize it.
It's mine.
You remember when you last saw it?
I most certainly do. It was in your bag.
So you admit you tried to kill me.
Of course I killed you.
Tell me, why did you kill me?
Why did I admit it?
Tell me, why did you kill me?
She told me to.
Who told you to kill me?
You know the answer to that as well as I do, Thyme.
I want to hear you say it.
The Lady Macbeth.
Why? Why did she want me dead?
Why does any woman want any man dead?
Good point. But what was the reason specifically?
She said you were a good detective, that sooner or later you'd figure out I'd kill Duncan.
Did she tell you to do that too? Kill Duncan?
You don't know my wife like I do, Thyme. She wanted to be a queen, and in order for a woman to become a queen, she has to be married to a king. That's the rule. I didn't make the rule. You're a ghost.
So that was it. Macbeth thought I was a ghost.
Besides, what difference does it make? I'm invincible.
Nobody's invincible.
I am. The prophecy says so. I will reign as king.
Cold, wet, and miserable, I stumbled into Malcolm's camp. The name's Thyme. Just in time. I'm here to see Malcolm, son of Duncan.
What's the news just in time?
I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is you're in the clear. Macbeth cooped up everything, killing your father, stealing the crown.
Hey, that's good news. We must get to action, time. My men are all tired sitting around all day and listening to bagpipe music.
I don't blame them.
We'll attack Duncan Castle in the morning and I'll claim my rightful ground.
That's the problem. There's no way 300 men in skirts are going against all of Dunsinane Castle. But I've got a plan. Macbeth thinks I'm a ghost. You storm the castle, capture Macbeth, and snatch the crown.
You know, time, this plan of yours. Cut. Take again. What's the news just in time?
I've got
got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is, you're in the clear. Macbeth cooped up everything, killing your father, stealing the crown.
That's good news. We must get to action. Time. My men are all tired, sitting around all day and listening to bagpipe music.
I don't blame them.
We'll attack Dunsinane Castle in the morning, and I'll claim my rightful crown.
That's the problem. There's no way 300 men in skirts are going against all of Dunsinane Castle. But I've got a plan. Macbeth thinks I'm a ghost. You storm the castle, capture Macbeth, and snatch the crown.
You know, Thyme, this plan of yours is just crazy enough to work.
Cold, wet, and miserable, I stumbled back into the castle. The place was quiet, dead quiet. Once again, there she was, waiting for me.
Hello, Thyme. Macbeth told me everything, how he spilled the beans to your ghost. He is never fit to be a king. He can't handle the pressure. Not like you, Thyme. We used to be a great team. Remember?
You have something up your sleeve, I can tell.
How would you like to be the king of Scotland?
I don't know. I never thought about it. What would I have to do?
Not much. Marry the king's widow.
One problem with that, the king, he's still alive. Can I give you my answer in the morning?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Get up! What's going on?
The castle is under attack.
Where's the king?
And the battlements.
Defending the castle?
No, please don't go, my lady. It's too dangerous. Stay with me. I'll protect you.
You got to be kidding me.
This is our chance. While the battle is going on, we can slip out from the back. Just you and me.
Really? Just you and me? And where are we going? Just you and me?
We could build a cottage, raise sheep.
Raise sheep. Just what I always wanted. But first, you must do something for me. You must go up to the battlements and do what you do at best.
Yes, Majesty. What is it I can?
Why, make yourself a target, of course.
Of course. Fear not, my lady.
Oh, what fools these mortals be, especially the male mortals. This is our chance time. Let's go. Where? To the battlements. Let's do it, Thyme. Right here, right now.
Like the beat of the tom, when jungle shadows fall.
Wait, I don't think I've got 2 minutes to spare.
Don't flatter yourself, Flatfoot. It's time to make Macbeth dead.
I've got a better plan. Macbeth, it is I, the ghost of just in time.
Begone, ghost of just in time. Begone.
Fair chance, Macbeth. Now ask yourself this. Do you feel lucky? Now, do you? Macbeth.
I'm doomed. My kingdom for a horse.
Wrong play. It's all over. You're through. Turn in your crown and clean out your desk.
What's happening?
Call it a hostile takeover.
The prophecy has come to pass.
There's no prophecy, you knucklehead. I paid those witches to tell you all that crap, so you had that conjure to knock off Duncan.
There was no prophecy.
Just like Thyme here isn't a ghost.
Of course he's a ghost. I killed him.
No, you didn't kill me.
Now listen to me. There's no such thing as prophecies. There's no such thing as ghosts. And the tooth fairy doesn't even leave money under your pillow.
Then who does?
That's Malcolm's army.
Look, your plan worked. We've captured the castle.
They're all yours.
What are you talking about, Thyme? We had a deal, remember? We kill Macbeth, you marry me, and together we rule this land under the tradition of those great kings and queens before us.
You forgot one thing.
What's that?
I'm a cop, a shamus, a gumshoe, a dick. And I'll do or say anything if I have to nail the bad guys. It's a part of the code of a fictional detective.
I'll take the crown now.
She's all yours.
You can't do this, Thyme. Don't I mean anything to you? Now this is a man willing to fight and die for his country and for the woman he loves. Isn't that right, Malcolm?
It was all over. Malcolm returned to his rightful place on the throne. It was now his turn to bleed the peasants dry. As for Macbeth, he's just an ordinary guy who wants what ordinary guys want. To hunt a little, fish a little, get in a round of golf now and then. Of all the tragic characters we've come across, I think Macbeth has to be the most tragic. It was Big Bull Shakespeare who put it to best.
I'm Giannaksha, played the role Captain. Desdemona, played by Sai Kanishka. Anne, played by Christine Chan. Hecate, played by Sharon Burton. Juliet, played by Angeline and Natasha. Lady Macbeth, played by Angeline Jessica. Justin Thyme, played by Jonathan Amaris. Narrator and castle guard, played by Joel Cherry. Malcolm, played by Divin Gruber. Macduff, played by Vishwakarma. Macbeth, played by Asher Young. The cameraman who mixed up Shakespeare's parts, played by John Amaris.
Shakespeare will cry in his grave.